what's up?
Hey, welcome. Hello. All right, now we're gonna start for real. We're gonna start
now.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Trek in the Valley, the non-encyclopedic Star Trek, the original series rewatch podcast, hosted by myself, Adam Ordall Quinnell, and my co-host.
Hey, everybody. It's Al Hirt here. What's up?
Mr. Al Hirt is in the house. Every week, we get together and we talk about an episode of Star Trek, the original series, and we do it in the sunny San Fernando Valley, where it is 10 degrees hotter than everywhere else in LA County. And
roasting.
Yeah, it's feeling pretty good back in the office for this session. I think the heat broke while we were back here, we were taking a break. So we get together, we chat about an episode of Star Trek, the original series, and then we talk about like some media that we're watching and or listening to, and then we tell you to get the fuck out of here. So, yeah, thanks for if this is your first episode, welcome. And
hey, hello.
And
welcome.
If not, welcome back. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for listening, anybody that's returning.
Yeah, so last week, like an hour ago, we talked about the Enterprise incident.
Oh, yes.
And what I remember about that is you thought that you really didn't like it. And then when we rewatched it and talked about it, I think we both liked it more than on first viewing.
It's because of what's coming and what this episode was. I can kind of compare the two in terms of like gauges of good love stories and shit. This Enterprise incident definitely takes the cake. Right? I think it was just the way they pieced it all together was the rough part. That was definitely my frustration with it. That's why I like this podcast, is because like we could actually watch it and kind of be like, okay, what's really wrong though? What's etching our brains?
Yes.
Especially if it's top rated too. I was surprised about that.
Top rated on IMDb, which I learned from you is difficult because it's lots of people rating things on IMDb.
Maybe it's a bunch of old people or boomers being like, this was my favorite because of the eyebrows.
So the only time I've ever rated something on like IMDb
in paragraphs
was I had a professor in college who made a movie. Yeah. And he made us watch it. And he, from the perspective of, hey, you're going to trust me that I know what I'm doing as a film professor if you watch my movie.
Oh, okay.
And it was the worst thing I've ever sat through.
Oh, that
It
sucks.
Was real hard. And
you're like, I might not take your class.
But then he went on to like dig this hole where he's just really talking it up and how it was this big thing and it was just so bad. And I think, and then I went and I looked at the reviews on IMDb. Yeah. And somebody who was clearly connected to the production had written a glowing review of it. And I think I went through and I absolutely like eviscerated their review and like told what the movie was really like.
Perfect.
Like one of the big things I remember about the movie this guy made is it was a semi-autobiographical movie. So it was about something that kind of happened to him as a kid, right?
Yeah.
And I have never, so the lead character has the same name as the director. I have never heard the characters in a movie say the first name of a character more times in my life. Like this guy clearly just liked hearing his fucking name in a movie. It was insane. Like let's say, because I don't want to say the guy's name. Let's say his name was Tom.
Yeah, Tom.
Right? Mm-hmm. And it's like every single person was like, hey, Tom.
Or Kirok.
What's up, Tom?
Hi, Kirok. How you doing, Kirok?
And he ended up being, he was a very good dude. So I don't know.
I get what you're saying, though,
but
with the weird reviews.
But yeah, so the only time I ever, and I think I wrote that review and then deleted it. I don't even think I put it up.
Dang.
I think I did all that and I was like, I
don't know. See, because that's the thing.
I'll just talk about it on my podcast in 20 years.
It's in a weird medium where it's like IMDb isn't really judged on a big critical level. So there's not people like making bots to do IMDb reviews,
Yeah, it's
right?
not like you see. I
There's
don't
just
think
people that care enough, so I think it's a fair gauge.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think you see. It has been pretty on spot for other top-rated Star Treks. Now that we've been kind of looking at the IMDb,
Dude, Balance
more.
of Terror is like easily one of my favorites.
I always wanted to have like an IMDb segment on here where we like go through and look at the fucking.
Yeah, we gotta look at the reviews.
Yeah, but we get an
They're
hour.
so funny. Yeah,
you know, like
true.
we always hit our time. So I'm just like, I just don't want to do more.
we want to do
it's
more.
Like, come on,
maybe it'll
guys.
be a bonus or something.
We could
Or
do
we just sift
IMDb
through
corner, like if we do if we do Next Generation and we do a Patreon or something. The bonus episodes could be like IMDb corner, where we go through all the actors in that week's episode.
True.
Yeah, definitely more things we can do for you, dozens of people. And so this week we're talking about the Paradise Syndrome.
Oh, yes, that's right.
This episode aired on October 4th, 1968. And the synopsis from old Shakespeare over at Paramount Plus says, excuse me.
Yes, drum roll.
Kirk loses his memory and begins a life in a native village.
Dun, 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 dun.
So we open on some forests that look just like any forest in a park, in a national park in the U.S.
It reminded me of the beginning of, Star Trek 5.
The bad one.
The very bad one.
The very bad one. It did remind me of that. It's like, we had so much fun that day shooting.
Yeah, that was an awful episode, but that was such a funny movie.
And so Kirk and Bones and Spock, and immediately there's fucking shit we got to talk about that pisses me off about this Star Trek the original series. Yes, because they land on this planet, and they beam down to this planet, and they're like, these are plants and animals and shit. I never changed the notifications on my phone, and suddenly it's vibrating all the time. I didn't change what I have settings. I didn't do anything. It's just now it vibrates all the fucking time. I've had my phone turned off for 15 goddamn years. Nice. And it's like just started vibrating. Like, what the fuck?
It's all the apps, notifications.
It's literally just, that was just like a text notification or an email. I'd never had my email set to vibrate, right? Okay. So they get there and they're like, these places are
planet.
Exactly. Planet Earth.
Yeah.
So they get to Urath, as it would be in Invincible.
There we go.
And it's just like Earth. The plants are the same, literally like the same plants.
Earth.
I mean, we know they shot it
like,
on
come
Earth.
on.
But so they're like, it's the same plants and shit. And this is what triggered me.
Oh, yeah?
Hashtag triggered by Star Trek.
Yes.
They say, what are the odds?
Oh, whoa.
Animals outside, neighbor kids. The Valley Band, Van Nuys represent Auto Row, baby, 818 till I die. That's a Brody Stevens quote, R.I.P. So, they say, what are the odds that another planet would develop exactly like Earth? And I'm like, motherfucker, you say this every 3 episodes when you land on a planet that looks like Earth every fucking time. You're like, what are the odds? And Spock says, pretty big. And then it's always, I'd say the odds are 1 in 4 episodes.
But what recovers this entire plot is what happens at the very end. But I'll save that for when we get
God.
there.
Dude, we're going to talk
like
about
a
that.
massive bomb they just
fucking
dropped.
Bananas. But
anyways.
So they're saying, what are the odds that there's a planet?
Like Earth. The good thing we don't have to wear our helmets again.
Now how they kind of redeem themselves here is Spock says, well, yes, but this planet is not as old as Earth. So for it to develop this much life and shit in such a short amount of time, that's strange. And we find out why later. And that will be important later. So basically, they're on this planet and they find an alien obelisk, like a big shrine kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
It kind of looks like a temple thing.
Like a little temple. It's on a riser. It's got alien writing on it. Spock and Bones and Kirk then find a primitive society, basically very much appropriated Native Americans.
Yes.
This episode
and Bones is even like, they look like Native Americans.
No, he says American Indians.
Oh, yeah, American Indians. Excuse me.
I even
American
mixed it Indians. Up. Yeah. Look, you don't have, and he says a mixture, and then Spock says a mixture of Navajo and Delaware, and it's like, so it's like actual ass Native Americans from the time 400 years ago. That's weird, right?
Yeah, it's a weird like analysis of them. I don't know. It's just really weird to go to another place and be like, they look just like Californians or Coloradans.
So you don't have to be super woke to think this is fucking weird either. Like there's the
tone is
TPs, the TPs, there's so many shots of the
they're
idyllic
not
life.
Hiring actual Native Americans.
Well, there
for
are.
These
I think there
roles,
are
right?
a couple of
There's
actual
what?
Native
Really?
actors. But
I'll have to check.
I'm gonna
actually,
feel really
what are we talking
racist
about?
if
Oh
I'm
God,
wrong.
no! What are we even saying? Yeah, these people are pretty well. I mean, think about it. What is it? They had the first interracial kiss on Star Trek.
Oh yeah, but they also have white people with Native American makeup
True.
on, like for instance Naomi Newman.
No, and do you know what I don't like about this? Is that this comparison of like, oh, this is sci-fi, this is Star Trek. We've been seeing crazy aliens this whole time. It's kind of weird that they're comparing like, oh, these are Native American. Whoa, they're kind of alien-like, right? Ooh, how foreign is this? I don't know. It just feels kind of weird like that.
It feels weird in a number
Funny,
of ways.
I'll bring up another episode that kind of feels weird like that later, but that's from a completely different series. I'll see if you know it, but I'll try to remember that for later. But they all just walk up and are staring at this society.
They're looking across a lake, an idyllic lake, and Kirk is like, oh, wouldn't that be nice? A simpler time, no command decisions.
No problems.
And he seems like, it's like, I thought he was faking being stressed out by being a commander in the last episode. But now it's like, oh, is he really like fucking over
all
it?
these tricking of peoples is making my head hurt.
Just living. Like like a jazz musician that's also a superhero.
Yeah, and what was it called? They call it the Tahiti syndrome. And do you know what I immediately thought of? Project Tahiti in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, yes.
To wipe that guy's mind.
With his brain, yeah. It made me think of Havana syndrome, something else that is bullshit.
Yeah, that's right. Isn't that like...
That's when diplomats say they get some weird fucking nerve disease from being overseas or something. Yeah, it's bullshit. I'm sorry, there's probably somebody listening that understands it better than I do. All I know is probably bullshit. Probably bullshit. Now...
Anyways, yes, Tahiti syndrome. Longing for relaxation and nothingness.
Yes, exactly. And Bones says this happens to stressed out captains.
Specifically that are wearing yellow shirts.
So here's what's going on. There's an asteroid hurtling towards this planet, and the Enterprise has to go and divert the asteroid, right?
And Bones is like, we got to warn them. And Kirk's like, what the fuck are we going to say? There's an asteroid coming your way, and we're going to blow it up?
And also, why would they take the time to warn them when they could just go divert the fucking asteroid?
Yeah, it's a very Prime Directive kind of shtick.
Well, they throw the Prime Directive out the fucking window in this episode.
Sure. Yeah.
But Bones is like...
a big ding-dong?
Exactly. There you go. Bones is indeed a big ding-dong. And then Kirk falls into the obelisk.
Oh, yes.
And then he touches a platform that electrocutes him. And he wakes up or he goes to sleep after being electrocuted, and
he's missing.
Yep, and then we get the opening sequence. So far they've been kind of racist about Native Americans.
Yes,
they have talked about kind of the paradise syndrome of it all already,
and it's a rehash of bipedal people and Earth stuff.
Yeah, so it's like more they've once again ran into a planet that is just like Earth, and they have once again acted like it's the first fucking time it's happened.
Nomadic society of people.
Right? And now, when Kirk wakes up, we get back to the show, and Spock and Bones are looking for Kirk. They can't find him, and they've got to warp out of orbit to go divert the asteroid. And Bones is like, no, we have to find Kirk.
This conversation was so goddamn frustrating. Because Bones was like, we can't. I mean, we gotta save Kirk. And Spock's like, hey, if we don't even stop this asteroid, there won't be a Kirk to save. So why don't we figure this out?
And then come back for him.
Yeah, and the way I love the way he emphasizes the point though when he's like comparing the two rocks. He's like, this is the planet we're on. This is the asteroid. In a couple of minutes, it's gonna be physically impossible to divert this. And Bones is arguing with him, and he's like, in the fucking time it took, and Spock interrupts him, and he goes, in the time it took to explain the problem, the asteroid moved from here to here, and he moves it like way closer.
Yeah.
So he's just like, hey, we need to leave. and just Bones doesn't listen until he does the rocks.
And then he does. And now Kirk wakes up, doesn't know where he is. And but here's the thing, you fall into this by saying a specific set of tones, and we find that out later, but the exit is just a door that opens to let you out.
Yeah.
Like, it's like once you're inside, it lets you out. And Kirk is coming out, and these two, quote unquote, look, we're going to call them native. We're going to call them native appropriated people. These two native looking people, both of whom are white lady actresses that have a lot of spray tan bronzer on. They immediately treat Kirk as a god. Because apparently there's a prophecy, we find out, that where a god's going to come out of this obelisk and
he's going to save
people.
us all. Yes, the Avatar thing.
And this is where he meets Miramani, who she will become important later. Miramani!
We'll hear that a lot in this episode.
So I watched this episode, and I didn't know anybody's names until like over halfway, and I had to look it up. But yeah, so Miramani is the first person that he meets from this tribe. And Kirk has no memory. And he's like, who are you? And she's like, we are your people. We've been waiting for you to come to us.
Classic case of memory forgotten, kind of trying to fish out of water, piece back together kind of deal.
Cut to the Enterprise.
Boom.
Hurtling through space at warp 9. And they're already late to go start diverting this asteroid. And Scotty thinks they're going to burn out the engines. And they can't reduce speed, and they can't miss the deflection point, which is the point of no return when they can move the asteroid, right? And Spock is like, I've noted your objection, Scotty. Jesus Christ, keep giving it to me, buddy.
Yeah, he's like, burn them engines.
Now, we get to back to the native culture, the native appropriated culture.
Kirk.
And Kirk. And Kirk is kind of in a tent with the medicine chief and the chief. And I think, look, the old chief guy, he's either Italian or actually Native American. I can't tell.
Yeah.
He's either Italian with bronzer or what. And this guy is probably white, right? What's his name?
Knows?
What's his name? That guy's name? He's
Salish. A doctor at first.
He's Salish. So Salish is the let's see here. Lunges at Kirk Cutting's hand. You bleed, Kurok.
This is a good part though.
It is a good part. And so let me go to it just took me to the character page. I want to see who fucking played him. Rudy Solari. I just want to see if Rudy Solari, he was in Morna Modesto. He does not say anything about him being a Native American. He is a white guy from Modesto. All right. So basically they're explaining to Kirk who he is. They think he's a god who's there to save them. And the medicine chief is obviously threatened by him, right? Because the medicine chief, as we find out later, is the keeper of the obelisk. The medicine chief is the one who knows how the shrine works, right? It's passed down from generation to generation. But this guy, this Salish, his dad didn't tell him how to do the stuff before he died.
Oh, shit.
They explain that in a couple scenes where it's they're like, Salish's father did not tell him the mysteries of the shrine because he didn't want to tell him too soon before he died,
God.
and then he died. So that's the end of that knowledge.
Whoa, I didn't know that. Shit.
Yeah, so Salish is already kind of fucking threatened. And then they bring in a drowned boy. And Salish says there, he examines him as the medicine chief. He says, "There's no sound in the body. There is no light in his eyes. He will move no more." And then Kirk steps up and says, "Wait a moment." And then Kirk does some pretty bad looking CPR. Like my wife studied CPR
with the legs.
That might be a thing. That's
that might work.
That's like old timey CPR, like you see in like a newsreel in the 40s where they pump their. So he blows into the kid's mouth. He pumps his chest a couple of times.
Massages his neck.
He blows into his mouth and massages his neck. Then he does the pump with his legs, like he's pumping for water.
And he's shaking and rubbing his thighs.
Yep. And And then the
Not
kid,
sure what that does, but
it gets the blood moving, circulating the blood and the oxygen. Yeah, getting the oxygen from his heart and his lungs to his extremities. So
gotcha.
The kid wakes up, and then the elder is like, only a god can breathe life into the dead. And
see how he put his lips on the little person,
right?
Giving him life.
And the medicine chief is like, dude, this guy's... and so now... The chief orders Salish give him the medicine badge, and Salish is like,
better job than you. Yeah.
So basically, they just fired this Salish motherfucker to give his job to a god.
Oh my gosh! And the girl takes it off too.
Extra emasculating because Miramani. I noticed that last night. I said that to Brittany. I was like, dude, they make this guy's lady take off his fucking promotion badge and give it to Kirk.
Some random dude.
It's made all the sweeter later when you find out that she was betrothed to the medicine chief.
Yeah.
So now she's betrothed to Kirk. So Kirk took this guy's job. He took his lady because the guy loves her. The guy's like, hey, we're still going to get married, right? And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, I'm marrying the god.
Yeah, that part's crazy. And he's like, no, you're betrothed to me. And she was like, no, I was betrothed to the medicine guy. And now the medicine guy is Kirk. So
Kirok is his name. They call him because he was like, he's remembering his name. He's saying Kerr, and then somebody says Kirok, and he goes, yes, Kirok,
of course,
yes. Yeah. And then we cut to the Enterprise flying towards a CG asteroid. We should have watched the side by sides, but we don't do the things.
We do them after.
Yep, the Enterprise is going to fucking use the deflector dish to deflect the asteroid.
Yes, they're just going to confront it and push it.
Yep, and they only have to push it a little bit, but they do have to push it enough
to avoid the planet.
Oh, and one thing I want to mention, I don't know if this was new to this season or if they had it in the past, but Sulu's got a little robot, like, eye viewer thing that, like, lifts up in front of him.
Yeah.
And that thing, that was like, it lifts up and opens up.
I didn't see that. Dang.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And so then here's the deflector array.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like just a pulse of energy that pushes stuff away, but they turn it into a laser beam here. So it's like the deflector is a deflector beam, and they're just an orange laser that they're blasting the asteroid with, and it doesn't move it enough. And then they're trying to split it in half, and as they try to split it in half, they burn out the engines.
Jeez.
And then we cut. Well, they haven't burned out the engines yet. They're just about to, and then it cuts to Miramani bringing And so this is just only hours later still, right? And she gets confronted by her ex-fiance, Silas, who's like, we're going to work on our engagement robes, right? And she's like,
our ritual.
What are you fucking talking about? We can't go against tradition. And she's like, I was engaged to you before he came, but he's a god, and you're
just a dude
whose dad didn't tell him the secrets of the shrine before he died. And he's like,
this part.
If you could choose, would you choose him or me? And she's just like,
stares.
She goes, and I feel like she's saying, oh, you don't want me to answer that. Ooh,
yeah, right.
Oh, I'm answering it by walking away. And then you're gonna look wistfully
in
at
the water.
So Kirk's still wearing his Starfleet uniform, so this is just hours later.
Yeah.
And he's hollowing out a pumpkin to make a lamp.
Yeah, because he's intuitive.
Yeah, he's like smart, right? So he's like showing him how to do all this stuff, like how to make a fucking gourd lamp.
Oh, wow.
Man, I'm really picking up in your microphone. Sorry, everybody. You got me in both ears. So she says, but a god knows everything. How do you not know about what's going on here? And he goes, not all gods, not this one. And so basically they chose the medicine chief to keep the secret of the temple, but Silas's dad died too soon. He doesn't know what's going on. And also, how do they even know
episode?
How do they know they're in danger even? They can't see the asteroid or whatever.
I think it's because of, what is it? They say it's because it happens every once in a while and something happens to the weather, right?
Yeah, and then it shoots the beam. But they don't tell him that. They don't tell him
until the very end.
Oh, now this is where he finds his name, Kurok.
And someone goes, Kurok, of course.
He goes, the elder's like, perhaps we have not improved as quickly as the gods would have liked. Tell us what we can do and we'll change it. And Kirk never, to Kirk's credit, he never really says, I'm a god.
Yeah.
He did say I'm
But
it's
just,
happy and peaceful here. I feel good.
It's a classic misunderstanding, though, because Kirk is just like, well, I guess I can do this, but that doesn't make me not a god, right?
I think part of him thinks he might be, but he also secretly knows that everything in his heart that is true, you know?
Well, he starts having dreams and stuff about the Enterprise and who he is, memories.
So
all the crazy shit I did.
Yeah, he does have the bad dreams because he's there for 2 months.
Yeah,
so,
a lot of time goes by.
So now the Enterprise is backing away in front of the asteroid, and they're going to try and split it with a laser beam, right? And the problem is, if they don't split it, they're going to be stuck in front of it, right? And it's going to crush them. And they try to do it. And of course, Spock says, as long as Mr. Scott can maintain power, we shouldn't have a problem. So it's like, now we know who they're going to fucking blame.
Whoops.
So then they're shooting it a bunch, lots of...
What is it? They're shooting it with all these beams.
This.
Oh, okay.
That's the beam. That's the sound effect. Yeah. And then Scotty watches as the engine burns out.
Oh,
and he says,
damn.
my brains, my poor brains. And then you cut to Kirk, and now Kirk has gone a full local. He is wearing the
garb.
The garb that they got from a Western that was shooting the day before.
Yes.
And now she's saying, we got to have a joining day where, you and I have to get married.
And he's like, adjoining? Oh,
and
okay.
she's like, if there's another, you don't have to marry me. And he's like, no, Miramani, you're the only one in my mind or my heart.
Oh.
And then he loves her, and then now they're gonna get married. And she says, the sooner we get engaged or married, the sooner we can start our happy lives. And she says, let's do it tomorrow. And Kirk says, tomorrow it will be.
Awesome. He's just pretty much moved on with his life and has not bothered to think about why he's there. But
right?
anyways.
I mean, but when you factor in that he was very overwhelmed and tired and shit beforehand, it kind of makes sense, right?
No, also,
like he's looking for a vacation.
It's been a couple months, right?
Not yet. No.
Oh, okay.
So now we cut back to the Enterprise, and so Kirk's getting married the next day. Spock is he's in his office, and he's looking at a view screen that has the markings on the obelisk on it. And he's like, I will find out what's going on with the markings on this obelisk. Now, they only have impulse power, right? So they only have impulse power, and it's going to take them 59 days to get back to the planet. Yeah. And they're only going to beat the asteroid back to the planet by like 4 hours. So they're going to get back, and they're going to have 4 hours to find Kirk and figure out how to destroy the asteroid, right? And so Spock is just obsessed with these runes, and fucking Bones is like, you got to get some sleep. And Spock's like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get back there, and we're going to have about 4 hours to figure shit out before the asteroid hits.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Kirk's wedding, or the preparations for Kirk's wedding. Oh, my God, the face paint on him. It's so racist.
Oh, wait, no, but he says something about 59 days. What was that about?
Well, they only have impulse power.
Oh,
so
that's
it's
right.
going to take them 59 days to get back to the planet. Ugh. And they're only going to beat the asteroid by like 4 hours. Mm-hmm. So that's a pretty tight margin of error, right? And then Kirk is going to marry Miramani. He's really excited. He feels like he finally belongs. He hugs himself.
It's giving this whole white savior thing. That's the whole awkward complex.
Sucks real bad. And then Kirk is just having a peaceful walk through the woods when he's confronted by Silas, who attacks him and cuts him. And Kirok, and he says, you bleed, Kirok. You are a god that bleeds. Yeah,
who's the god that bleeds? And Kirok's like, oh, fuck, you are kind of right. That is weird.
Yeah, Kirok's like, wait, I do bleed. That is strange.
He gives that weird look on his face.
Oh, my God. Kirk's stunt double gives a real drop kick.
Yes, and they tussle around.
And he says, Kirok, I will not rest until you're proven to be a fraud. And Kirok just leaves him.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Oh, my God.
Pretty ballsy of him.
Kirk's marriage robe. Kirk's betrothal robe with all the colors.
And at this point, I was just like, I look into myself and I'm looking at the phone and I was watching a bit of it on my phone too during work, but I was looking at it and I was like, what in the fuck is happening? Like, is this even like, where's the sci-fi? Is this even Star Trek anymore? And it cuts right back to the asteroid.
It cuts
and I was
back
like,
to the Enterprise.
Oh, thank God, dude. I was just so they really went in on this whole Native American story and stuff.
So, I agree. But what's fucked up now is it has been 58 days now. So Kirk goes to his wedding. He wears his cloak of many feathers and colors. And then it cuts to 58 days later. No title card, no 58 days later.
Yeah, they just say
It's just
it.
Spock is in the exact same position he was, looking at the runes. And then Bones comes in and says, hey, what the fuck, dude? I told you to get some rest 58 days ago. And so Spock says, fine, I'll get some rest. He lays down, and then Bones leaves, and as soon as the door closes, Spock is like, is he gone? He gets up, and he's going to fucking study the runes some more.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Kirk shirtless, chasing Miramani through the woods.
The music's pretty good, but...
The music is fucking hilarious. It's like...
Yeah.
I fucking love it. It's
the
like
acting's really cheesy.
Very bad.
Yeah.
Their kissing is awkward.
What year did this come out?
1968.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
There's a part where they're both like, she's sitting on the ground and he's kneeling in front of her, and it's the most awkward angle for making out. And
Yeah,
they have to do it.
This is no Notebook or anything, This isn't deep at all.
Well, and he's telling her about these dreams that he's been having.
Yes,
like
the cracks start to show.
Yeah, and she says, oh, I thought the dreams were gone. And he goes, they were gone, and now they're back. And I feel my place is with them, with the people in the dreams.
This shit kind of sucks. You're hot, but this doesn't feel fun.
Miramani!
I don't deserve this happiness.
Yeah, he feels out of place. And she says, I have a gift for you. And I thought she was going to blow him. Okay. But
I think he thought so too.
She says, these last few weeks... I'm going to bring this. I've been working on this thing. She brings out a basket for carrying a baby. I thought it was a shield at first. I thought it was like a battle
Get
shield.
Get this man a shield.
Right? But she says, I bear your child. So now, let's fucking take a look at this.
I was like, my man's Kirk smashed in 2 months.
Brainwashed Kirk. Well, they've been married for 2 months,
Very true.
Like brainwashed Kirk fucking gets this lady pregnant. So he's like a starship captain who's got a pregnant lady out there in the universe now, and he's so happy about it.
Prime directive, more like baby directive.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Oh my God. And then he's talking about irrigation and shit, and then he's talking about the lamp.
Again, more white savior shut.
He brings them the oil lamp.
Yeah, and it's all cool.
Talking about how they can preserve food, and now the weather.
Make more population people and grow. And I was like, this is so weird.
And this is when shit really kicks off, because the weather starts getting bad. And she goes, all right, well, go to the obelisk, husband, and fucking fix it. And he's like, what? And she's like, well, the weather's getting bad. Soon the earth will darken, the lake will go wild, the ground will shake.
You got to go in the temple. Do your thing.
Only you can save us. And he's like, but I don't know. I can't do anything about the wind or the sky.
Yeah, they can go in the caves. Or no, he suggests the caves after. But she goes, you got to go in the temple and make the blue flame. The blue flame go. And he's like, blue flame? What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know. What?
He's suggesting they go to the caves, and Salish is like disgusted.
Yeah.
He's like, the fucking, this guy's saying we go to the fucking caves?
Yeah,
and the elder's like, dude, the ground is trembling. We have to, you have to go do the thing.
Yeah, and they all kind of pressure him into the end, and, he seems just awkwardly walking outside of his tent, and he's like, take care, Miramane. And Kirok, goes off.
And we get a hilarious Kirok scene where the wind is blowing. They got sandy wind blowing at him, right?
Yeah.
And he's at the obelisk, and he's just like twirling. He's like slapping it with his hands and fucking twirling. And the whole time he's doing that, Salish is watching from a bush. And they do a great zoom in on Salish, but Salish is watching Kirok fail, and he's like, this guy doesn't know how to fucking do this obelisk.
And he's like, I am here. Please answer me. I am Kirok. He's like, just help me out. I have come.
I am Kirok.
We haven't seen like this Shatner stuff since, I guess after the show with the movies and stuff with, what is it called? The Wrath of Khan and all that. This kind of little itchings, little previews of that, with this schlocky acting that Kirk has. Yeah, I like it.
It's that's really one of the saving graces of a truly problematic episode. So then Bones gets cut to the Enterprise. We get the establishing shot again of the CG asteroid. God. Yeah, we love the stuff happening on the ship. We don't want to talk about the stuff on the land.
Seriously.
And so Bones comes in to Spock's office, and Spock is awake and playing a harp. And Bones is like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "You promised. I said I would rest, and that's what I'm doing." And then he says that he realized, and he's holding his Spock harp. And he's like, it was then that I realized the symbols are musical notes, and the obelisk is a marker. And this is where they say that there's this race of people who left these obelisks seeding.
What are they called?
I think the
preservers. Yes.
So they take dying societies and they go and plant them on other planets. So they're saying that they took Native Americans 500 years ago from Earth. And physically moved them to this planet, and that's where they've been living. And they brought the plants with them and all that shit. Yeah.
And then Bones is like, that's why everyone we've been seeing has been fucking regular people. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like, the preservers.
That's a big fucking drop, though, that they just, that's what I was bringing about in the first episode, or at the beginning of this episode, is like, this whole plot point again expands the entire universe and kind of is trying to make sense of all these scripts of like, why are all the aliens that they visit look the same? Why are they all human? Why are all these atmospheres good for them? Why are they all M-class planets or whatever?
Right.
And it's just, this is a nice, break of something bigger that's going outside around Star Trek. Like, I wonder how it's going to end,
I don't think it's going to have a big ending.
Or if it's just going to be another slice of life thing. I think it's just going to be an
episode. Yeah. And then there's no more episodes.
They're just like, oh, we're done.
And then movies.
Yeah, so, that's true.
One thing that I'd mentioned to Al.
But this is cool. Like, this is what made the episode cool.
Yes. Humble listener. This is what I explained to Al, is that this actually gets picked up in later Star Trek. Like, Next Generation, and I believe Deep Space Nine, and definitely Discovery now. This whole season of Discovery this year is about this race of people known as the progenitors that have this ancient technology that creates life. And they run into the progenitors in Next Generation, I believe. Real Trek heads are going to be mad at me. Don't get mad. Listen to the podcast, write and review.
Next Gen.
But yeah, so they find the progenitors. And the progenitors are basically like these preservers, but what these preservers are doing is they're preserving cultures that already exist.
Yeah.
The progenitors are creating them. So the progenitors sent their progenitors pods or seeds out among the universe.
They spread their progenitals everywhere.
There you go, their progenitals. And it's like from a central point, so that's why Klingons have two legs, Vulcan. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
So it's similar to this, but they took it a step further. I like that.
This feels like the plot to the other than the shitty God resolution, but it feels like the plot to Unknown Country, right? Star Trek Unknown Country.
Yes.
Where what is it, Spock's brother? Undiscovered Country with Spock's brother or cousin is like, we need to go find God. Why are we all on 2 feet? We don't know.
Was that Undiscovered Country?
No, that wasn't Undiscovered.
Undiscovered Country is the good one.
Yeah.
6. 5 is the shitty one where they found God.
Yeah, what's the title, though?
Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier.
Final Frontier, that's right.
Right?
Undiscovered Country 6.
And so then we cut back to Kirk and Miramani, and they're getting yelled at by the locals.
Yeah.
Because they know that Kirok's a fraud. He can't do the blue flame, right?
Miramani's a real one, though.
She sticks with him.
Yeah,
and
she is.
they stone her for it.
Dude, ugh,
It
this
is
part
brutal.
made me really uncomfortable
So
because
this
I was
is
just thinking how
Kirk's-
brutal it is.
Yeah, content warning, they stone a pregnant lady and she gets knocked down to the ground, and they're like saying, "You're not a god." They're throwing rocks at him. He gets knocked out. They leave, and then Spock and Bones beam down.
Right as they leave, you see fucking
Spock and Bones beam
Spock
down.
and Bones turn the corner, and I'm like, did Spock and Bones scare them? No, maybe they were just like, we're done killing them. We're gonna go away now.
Now that we're done killing them, we're going to go away. And
Maybe they're gonna huddle in the cave.
They bring Nurse Chapel down. Shatner wakes up and says, "My wife."
Miramar.
He says "my wife," which is kind of sad because there's a
My
911
wife.
call when Shatner's wife died where he's
Oh my
actually
God.
yelling, "My wife!"
No way.
Yeah, it's fucking bonkers. So he wakes up and he's like, "Is she all right?" And then Nurse Chapel comes down, and didn't really understand this. It seems like there's just nothing they can do for her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
It was
Nurse
bullshit.
Chapel like waves the wand at her and then looks at Spock like there's nothing they can do.
He just walks away.
And Spock says, "The nurse has given you something for the pain." And then he says, "Why were you being stoned?" And it's like,
I was like,
"Hey, why were you being stoned?" And she says, "Kirok could not get back into the temple. I saw him come out of the temple." And then she kind of passes out, right? And Kirk doesn't recognize them. And Spock does a mind meld.
Yeah, he goes, his brain's impaired. Or Bones goes, his brain's impaired. Like, everything else is fine, but he has shitty memory. And Spock's like, should I do a mind meld? And Bones is like, we literally have no time, so fucking just whatever.
Do whatever, dog.
Yeah. And so then, God, this fucking part.
So while he's mind melding with Kirk is saying, "Miramani!"
Yeah, he's like,
"Miramani!" It's amazing.
Like, our minds are one.
And then they both end up saying, "I am Kirok.
Kirok.
I am Kirok." And then Spock breaks off and he says his mind, he is an extremely dynamic individual.
Yeah, and he leaves it extremely open-ended, and you're like, did he save him?
And then it worked.
Boop, he pops right up, and he's like, oh, fuck, what am I doing in these clothes?
Kirk literally says, "It worked."
Yeah, right.
Kirk says it like, "It worked."
Like, yeah, that's where it gets a little sloppy, I think.
And he looks over at Miramani, and she's knocked
He's
out.
like, oh, fuck.
She's not doing well. And then they have to get inside the obelisk.
Oh, yes, and they only had an hour left, don't they?
Right? They're running out of time. And so then Spock tells Kirk their musical notes. And they're like, well, Kirk was like, what was I doing when I fell into the hole? And he says the tonal qualities. And so Kirk remembers the exact words that he said, which were,
Yeah, I guess so.
He opens up the communicator. That makes a sound. "Kirk to Enterprise." And then Scotty says, "Aye, Captain," and then the door opens and they can go in. And also Miramani's knocked out body is on the door and it like moves over.
Yeah, that part was hilarious.
And so now the asteroid's getting into the danger zone and they are able to, but here's what I don't understand. Was it Kirk's voice or was it Scotty saying, "Aye, Captain"?
Yeah.
So they tell Chapel and Bones to stay with her and do what you can. And then Kirk and Spock have to figure out how to do the controls to set it off, right?
Right.
And so it's like Spock just press. Spock is like, these all represent different notes, and Kirk just says, "Spock, press the right button."
He's
So
like, I don't care. We need to fix this.
Press the right button. So Spock presses the button, the lights light up, a rad blue beam shoots an amazing CG asteroid,
Yeah.
and kaboom, they blow up the asteroid. And then Kirk asks Bones if Miramani will live, and he just says no.
And at this point, this is after the crisis was averted and they're all calm in the tent and stuff. But she's just laying there like Sleeping Beauty, and it's really sad, though.
The same area where that's the same bed that the kid was on when Kirk saved him, and now he can't save this person.
Oh, I see.
Symbolically, that's kind of neat,
yeah.
And then he holds her. And what does he say? Oh, she's still alive. She says, "Kirok, it is true. You are safe." And that's so sad that's what she was stoked about.
Yeah.
And they have this very tender moment. She says, "When I'm better, it will be as it was." was, will it not? And Kirk's lying to her. He's saying, yes, of course.
We're totally going to smash later.
If that's what you want. And then she says, I will bear you many strong sons. No. And then he kisses her. And she says, every kiss is as good as the first.
Oh my God, it's like this really caked on love story.
She says, every kiss is as good as the first. And then the captioning says, groans softly. And she dies. And
as if she is groaning her last breath.
And Kirk is holding her head as she dies. And then, boom, the credits. What?
Yeah, the credits just come out of nowhere.
What the fuck? What? Like, insane. Then cuts to the Enterprise flying away. Fucking bananas. Now let's unpack this for a second, because that's the end of the episode.
So that was fucked.
That episode ends with Kirk holding the dead mother of his unborn child. And then it's just like cut to credits and the Enterprise flies away. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I was telling Adam.
Top 5 worst endings.
Yeah, and I was like, Adam, Kirk has already been through a lot, though. He saw that lady get hit with a car in the past.
Dude, so
and
many
then he just
tragic...
had to, like, walk away from that.
It's not only a tragic ending, but it's just so tonally darker than pretty much anything that, except like the lady getting hit by the car in the episode where they go back in time.
Yeah, but it's not even that. It just doesn't like fit. This doesn't feel like Star Trek. It feels like a soap opera, like romance where this person just dies and then they happen to divert an asteroid.
It's weird. It is 2 very different stories, and they are kind of related, and I like that.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's anything I missed from my notes.
I mean, I'm thinking like, I don't know, another good example of this episode like this where someone loses their memory is the Picard episode. I think it won an Emmy, where he like forgets who he is and he's on this other planet. And then the planet blows up, but turns out it was just him, like, learning the story about how this planet blew up from a book, and, like, his fucking head was melted.
The new Picard series?
No, it was from Next Gen.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was a really good episode, but he goes into, like, this planet's history and finds out how it got blown up, and, like, his mind is just, like, melted. But anyways,
my notes end with me saying Kirk is back. She might not be dead. No, she's dead.
No, yeah, I know. I was really excited too.
So problematic from the get-go with all the Native American stuff. Oh, okay. So yeah, problematic from the get-go. The Native American stuff. That was my big note.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I gotta give this out of, let's do medicine chief badges.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
I give this 2.5 medicine chief badges, 50%.
Maybe, I don't know, man. It's just that Native American story was so bad that I was going to give it a 1.5.
1.5? Is that the lowest you've ever given an episode?
Yeah, honestly, I think this was probably worse than Who Mourns for Adonis for me. I just feel like that Native American story wasn't interesting enough, and then the resolution to this was like, oh, just shoot the thing with the temple thing. I don't know. It just, the twist that it was like, microtones or whatever and tonal stuff. I felt like they could have figured that out a lot sooner. And again, it was like a mishmash of ideas of like, they had cool things they could have done, but like they didn't really run with it that well. They went in the wrong directions.
And the fact that they clearly only did they are 58 days away with impulse only because the writer wanted Kirk to have time to get in a relationship and get a lady pregnant.
Well, it's not like, even that. No they had to make it make sense, right? How he's so comfortable with them.
And now think about this. That's like, so they just cut to 58 days later, and Spock is in the exact same position he was last time you seen him. He's just been looking at these runes for 58 days.
No. Imagine if you're like a little kid who wasn't even like really paying that close attention to this episode, and you just see like all this shit has passed, and you're like, what's happening? Why is Kirk a Native American?
What?
Why is he getting married? Like, what the
is
fuck?
Happening?
That's I just felt it kind of lost its sight of like what Star Trek is. And then what made me uncomfortable was one, the whole white savior complex.
Yeah.
And also that Again, I alluded it to the beginning of the episode where it's like every episode of Star Trek's been like them visiting some foreign planet or whatever with like, interesting people. It just kind of frames the Native Americans kind of like in a foreign light.
Yeah, like they're like aliens.
And it's like,
but they're not. They were the first people.
Exactly. And it's like, it's not quite it.
That's just fucked up.
So I guess that's the tone that it kind of gives off, but.
So you gave it 1.5. 1.5, and I said 2.5. Medicine chief badges. They go on the forehead like a doctor's badge, like in the old times when they had the little reflective thing. And IMDb rating for this one 6.7, 3.3 thousand ratings.
Some people don't like some people just don't know what romance is.
Well, you didn't like it.
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah,
I was thinking the romance in I was saying the romance in the former episode was way better.
Steamy between Spock and the commander lady.
And the Romulan commander. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're clearly talking about their intentions into each other instead of Kirk going like Miramar, Miramana, Miramane, Miramane, Miramane.
Bananas. Anyway, that's it. That's that episode. That's us talking about the Paradise Syndrome. And now is when we recommend TV shows, music, movies, pretty much anything. What do you got, Al?
Let me think here. I was just going to do a little prediction. I mean, it's doing okay internationally, but I think that new Planet of the Apes movie, I think it'll be okay.
Okay, so you're going to go, are you going to go see it in the theater?
Yeah, I'm going to go see it in the theater.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I was trying to think what my next movie my next movie in the theater is probably going to be. We talked about it earlier, I thought, but I've completely forgotten.
Oh, Furiosa?
Oh yeah, Furiosa. That's probably going to be the next movie I see in theater. Yeah, go see the IMAX.
Man, they're not doing so hot. Did you hear? My friend was sending me an article about this. They redid the Spider-Man Sam Raimi trilogies in theaters.
Oh,
and
they re-released
Spider-Man
them?
2 got $1 million. Like,
yeah,
just casually.
Yeah, dude, they can re-release stuff.
Like, what the fuck? And then now they're doing Lord of the Rings.
They're doing all the Star Wars
feature. The Star Wars.
They did the original trilogy. Yeah,
they're just covering all their bases. I feel like they're running out of stuff. I mean, shoot, I feel like we're getting more entertainment out of this original series than most people have. And like a movie and stuff. The movies are way worse.
Some of them are good. Some of them are bad. But yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But yes, that's what I'd recommend. Planet of the Apes.
Go see the new Planet of the Apes.
It's my lock.
I think I saw the first two in theaters and then the third one on video. I like Andy Serkis, so definitely check it out. Yeah. Now, for me, I am going to recommend something that you probably can't even fucking find to watch. So I am on this kick where I'm watching all of these 1990s syndicated action shows or like 1990s action shows.
Yes.
Like Nightman and Time Tracks. And I haven't started. I'm not going to watch Hercules because Kevin Sorbo's a piece of shit, but I haven't started Xena yet. But so something kind of in that ballpark, but with a little more production value because it was on Fox, is the Bruce Campbell led series, The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. He's the son of a dead marshal who is he was a Harvard lawyer and it takes place in the 1800s. And he's a cowboy and he's got to find the guys who killed his dad and arrest them. He's going to be a bounty hunter, right?
Yeah.
And there's a great supporting cast, and it's produced by Carlton Cuse, who's one of the guys that worked on Lost eventually.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so it's got a good pedigree.
Yeah.
It's one of those It's one of those shows, kind of like Star Trek, where every episode there's a great character actor from the 90s in it. It was from 1993. It ran for one season on Fox, and it was the lead-in to the X-Files.
Whoa!
So it was Briscoe County Jr. and then the X-Files.
Jesus, that's
and the X-Files became the big standout star, and Briscoe got canceled. But
of course, that's how it goes.
But Bruce Campbell from the Army of Darkness and all that shit, he's Briscoe County Jr. This was him starring in a TV show, and it's fucking great. And it's got a sci-fi element, so even better. There's like sci-fi, maybe time travel. I can't remember, but
with Bruce Campbell,
yeah. So
he's pretty funny.
So, and he's great. He's such a fucking great TV actor.
Yeah, he is.
He was great in Burn Notice. He was great in Evil Dead. Our Bruce Ash versus the Evil Dead, the TV show.
There we go.
And yeah, so find Briscoe County Jr. somewhere. A friend of mine has it on his media server overseas. So meet a pirate like me and check it out. But that's it.
Yes. Oh, what was next week's episode, though?
There we go. Next week's episode is "And the Children Shall Lead."
What the fuck?
This is going to be bad. The thumbnail on Paramount Plus is bad. It's a crying girl who's doing the overbite thing, or she's just been crying or fucking...
Do you think it'll be like a Children of the Corn thing?
Well, all I know is they're standing next to some human-looking motherfuckers, and what are the odds, Al? What are the odds they would find a planet with humans on it?
Or humans? Incredible. Do you think they're young this time?
Come on back next week for our discussion of "And the Children Shall Lead."
What do you think Paradise Syndrome was about? Just him wanting like the title.
The title was it was like Tahiti Syndrome.
Happy? Yeah.
They just said Paradise Syndrome.
It just
instead.
doesn't seem. It seemed like he was happy, but I don't know. Just getting stoned for it.
He was happy. It was a huge bummer.
Yeah.
Very tragic.
Just wasn't feeling the happiness, I guess.
Too tragic. Didn't like it.
1.5 tragics.
2.5 from me. And that is our discussion of the Paradise Syndrome next week. And the Children Shall Lead. Do everything in the bumper. It really actually helps us out when you leave us a review and shit.
I appreciate it.
Because then when you search Star Trek, maybe we'll be in the top 500 someday on iTunes.
Hey, there we go.
There you go. All right. So come back next week. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Trek in the Valley is executive produced by Adam Ordall Quinnell and Al Hirt. Theme song by Al Hirt. Recorded by Adam. Mixed and edited by Al. Check the show notes for our socials, and you can email the pod at trekinthevalley, all one word, @gmail.com. Like, subscribe, review, and always explore strange new fucking worlds.